We have so much to talk about. We have so much to laugh about. All here on Finkley.
What's up, everybody? This is actor Darren DeWitt Henson, and you're watching the Michael Finkley Show. Stay tuned, because there's a whole lot more.
On the next Michael Finkley,
Anton J. Gunn is with us as he teaches us how to be effective leaders in 2022. It's a show you don't want to miss.
Next Finkley.
Next.
If I can make it through the night, just to see a brighter side, 'cause I've been working all my life just to make.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thanks for joining us today. So I'm pondering the thought, I always think about this, the college days. Me and my best friend Sierra, we talk about those days, and it was just like yesterday. We were rent-free, responsibility-free, and just living our best lives. But I remember in college, again, I had an awesome advisor who pushed me to the limits and forced me so many ways, but in a good way, to be out there more, to start speaking more, to gain that leadership role I see myself in the future. I didn't know what she was talking about, but I just did what she said. In doing that, I did a lot of speaking, did a lot of presenting, did a lot of traveling with the school, recruitment-wise, and just showing good face of, I'm a student at this institution, and this is what it's like if you are a student at this institution, right? And it was all true. I had an awesome college experience. If I would not change a thing. If I would have to go back, I would not change a thing. But in all those different roles that I had, it made me the person I am today, the person that you see before you, a leader, a person that's not afraid to speak their mind, a person that's not afraid to speak up. And I feel that, and also too, the right to service others as well. You cannot be an effective leader if you've never served before. So I'm always a servant as well. All qualities of a great leader. Our guest today is giving us the tools to be that effective leader for 2022 as you see fit in your own right. We have Anton J. Gunn with us, leadership consultant, and so much more that he's done. And he talks about his tales. But again, leadership. Are you ready to be that next leader in 2022 that you see yourself in the future? Join us on this awesome journey. Don't you go away. Back in a moment.
Coming up, we chat with Anton J. Gunn. Back in a moment.
And the survey says, we appreciate you so much for watching.
Michelle Ryder from The Circle Season 3, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Hello everybody, it's Finkley from The Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or a speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you. On the next Michael Finkley.
Emmy Award-winning filmmaker and activist Loki Mahalan is with us. We chat about his Emmy win, the work that he does with race and social justice, and of course his iconic mother, Joan Trump Tower Mahalan.
Next Finkley.
Wednesday. Everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, y'all, my next guest, he is a leadership consultant. He is an entrepreneur. He's also a speaker. And I know I'm missing something, but I know the list goes on and on and on. It is Anton Gunn. Anton, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you. We've been following you for years, and you have been an inspiration. It's like you're like a mentor in my mind. very from afar, but we appreciate what you do. And thank you so much for what you have done and what you will continuously do as well. So we're in 2022. Why is leadership so important in 2022?
So I think it's sometimes when things are so obvious to all of us, we miss the important pieces. We know that we're in the middle of a global pandemic. At the same time, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. We are in the middle of the Great Resignation, where 8 million people in back-to-back months in 2021 walked off of their jobs and didn't have another job to go to. They literally were sick and tired of being sick and tired and dealing with whatever context of what's been going on. So people have walked off their job. On top of that, we have a general sense of like discord and political strife and antagonism that's going on in our community. Sometimes it's happening in our own homes. There's a lot of people leaving the church right now. I mean, you can put any kind of contextual problem. We're all experiencing it in 2022. But the most important thing to help us to get through those challenges and to come back to be set up for forward advancement and positive progress is leadership. I fundamentally believe that everything rises and falls on leadership. If things are going great, it's because you got a lot of good leaders around you. If things are going terrible, you may not have a lot of good leaders around you. And I'm talking to your listeners, every individual, because I believe that leadership is not about a title. It's not about the corner office. It's not about the promotion that you got. Leadership starts with you. Sometimes the person you have to lead is you have to lead yourself. Sometimes the person you might have to lead is that spouse or those children at home or your brother or your sister or someone in your family. So leadership is not about a title, but it's about behavior. It's really a lifestyle. And I really do believe that leadership is a lifestyle. And in 2022, we need more people who are not only equipped, but prepared and most importantly, ready to lead and lead us through these dark times, lead us to higher heights and deeper depths, or maybe lead yourself out of that raggedy boss job that you're in to start your own business, to grow your own company, to find a way to add a positive impact into people's lives. So leadership is everything.
I love that. And I love the part where you said leadership starts with you, right? Because that's foundational. Leadership starts with you. Anton, when did leadership start with you?
So, this is the easiest question that I could ever get asked on a show. Leadership started with me, most particularly in 1980, when I was 7 years old. And let me give you the context why it was important. Maybe a little bit, maybe let's say 82.
Okay.
81, 82. So I'm the oldest of four boys. My mom had four boys. I'm the oldest of four. My brother Sharon is 5 years younger than me. And then I have baby brothers who are twins, Jason and Jamal, who are 7 years younger than me. And when I was about 7, Sharon was about 2, my mom came into the living room and she sat my brother on the couch beside me. And she basically said, I got to go upstairs and feed the twins. And I'm leaving your brother down here beside you. Don't you let him fall. Don't you let him put nothing in his mouth. Don't you let him get into anything. If he put his finger in the socket and anything bad happened to him, I'm going to take my belt off and it's going to happen to you. And that was my first leadership commandment, was for my mom to take care of my little brothers. And so from that point forward, I knew I was in charge of somebody. I may not have necessarily been in charge of the whole world or have a budget and staff and employees like some people have at work, but I knew that my little brother was my responsibility. And it was first to be an example of what the right things to do and what not to do, but most importantly, don't let him to get into anything. So my leadership journey started as a child. And I know any of you watching this may have younger siblings. You probably got that same kind of conversation that happened in your house. And Michael, if you're a little sibling, you probably got that same kind of experience from an older sibling telling you. So it's all of the context of family. But I will tell you, my real journey as understanding that I needed to be a leader and that I should be a leader started about 7 years after that point. It was when I was 13 and 14, and I was being, kind of delinquent like every other 13 and 14-year-old, hanging out with the wrong crowd, trying to fit in, trying to do all of those other things. And I won't give you the long story, but it's definitely in my book, The Presidential Principles, that I'll tell you, at least listeners, how they can get a copy of, readers and viewers can get a copy of this at the end of the show. But I fell in love with hip hop music. That's when I decided to become a leader. And the reason why was because of a group known as Public Enemy. And Public Enemy made an album called It Takes a Nations of Millions to Hold Us Back. Ooh. And that album was like transformative in my life. It literally shaped all of my decision-making, my thinking, what I felt about the world. And in my deepest dreams, I wanted to be just like Chuck D. And it was about a year later, maybe 2 years later, 1989, Chuck D did an interview with a reporter. And the reporter was kind of guy like you, asking great questions and really being engaging. The reporter asked him, so Chuck, is your goal to go platinum with this next album? And Chuck D's response was, no, I don't care about going platinum. My goal with this album was to create 5,000 new Black leaders in the community. And when Chuck D said that his goal was to create 5,000 new Black leaders, that's when I decided that I was going to be one of them. And that's where my leadership journey really catapulted off.
Wow. Amazing. And you have proven yourself, not only to yourself, but to others that you've come in contact with, how much of a leader you are. So how do you keep up with the different trends of being an effective leader? How do you do that? Yes.
So that's an incredible question. Great question. I'm a ferocious reader. So when I say ferocious reader, I got bookshelves upon bookshelves in my house full of books. Some of them are autobiographies. 99% of them are nonfiction books. So I read what people are talking about. I read what people are writing. I get subscribed to listservs where, as a matter of fact, McKinsey, which is an international consulting firm, they literally put out a list every year of the top books that CEOs around the world are reading. So think about it. If you're the CEO of a global company and you lead multi-billions of dollars of revenue and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of employees, and you're reading books, I want to know what you're reading. Right. And I want to know why you're reading it. So I literally, will find those books and I will buy them and I'll read them. And the ones that I can't read, I will get on audiobook and I will listen to when I walk. I set Google alerts on my computer for search terms like leadership and leadership in crisis or leadership in healthcare, which is an area in which I spend a lot of time on. So I get my information from a wide variety of sources, but I always heard the phrase that leaders are readers. And so if you want to stay on top of things and you want to know what people are struggling with, what new tips and tricks you can learn to be more effective, you're going to find it in a book. You're going to find it in an article. You're going to find it on a blog. So I read a lot. That's number one. Number two, the second thing that I do is I'm really big on staying in relationship with people. And what do I mean by that? I talk to a lot of leaders. I talk to a lot of executives. I talk to entrepreneurs. I'm a part of a mastermind group where I meet with entrepreneurs and leaders who are doing things in different sectors. I learn about the challenges that they're dealing with. And so I listen and learn and put myself around people who are doing the things that I want to be doing or having challenges in areas where I feel like I might provide a solution or help to them. And so staying in connection with people who are leading in real time in 2022 is the best way to know what's going on, to know what challenges that they're dealing with, and then to contextualize that with great articles, studies, and reports. I mean, I can't tell you the number of studies and reports that I read out of Fortune Magazine, Entrepreneur Magazine, Inc. Magazine, Healthcare Executive Magazine. I mean, I get it from anywhere to just know what's going on. And the Google alerts are the easiest thing. You don't have to spend money on Google alerts. You can set Google alerts for whatever terms you want to look at. So if you're looking up, financial literacy, just put quotations around that, set a Google alert, and anytime somebody posts anything on the internet about financial literacy, it'll pop up in your inbox. and you can read the article, or you can, bookmark it. You can archive it till later, until you got time to read it. But that's how I stay on top of trends.
These are some awesome jewels, yo. I know I'm taking notes mentally. I hope that you are as well. Thank you so much for this, Anton. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the time that you were a former senior advisor for a certain president. You must find out which president, y'all. Back in a moment, y'all.
Next, which president was Anton senior advisor to? Find out back in a moment.
Hi, my name is Kyrie Ropes. I'm the CEO of the Imperial Brotherhood and Basketball Association, and you're watching the Michael Finkley Show.
Colors. What the? Oh God. This one. Yeah, right, Marine. So I guess we don't stand for colors, huh? I'm sorry. I was starving. What was you eating on anyway? Let me put you on. This that Lucy's hoopie pie. Okay. Hey, but before you go, Marine, what can I get me one of those? Oh, at all the Super Target locations, Sergeant. Okay. And where can you get your chart sheet at in the morning? On your desk. As long as we track it.
Hello, everybody. Finkley Show. We're still chatting with Anton here, and we're talking about the concept of leadership. Sir, your leadership skills have brought you to many doors that were opened up to you, even being a former senior advisor to President Barack Obama. Please tell us about this opportunity that you had in working with him.
So I'd always, when people ask me about working for Barack Obama, I always get a little choked up, because it was the hardest job that I've ever had in my life, but it was also the most rewarding experience I ever had in my life. And I don't take it lightly that I was a part of history. I worked for the first Black president, worked on his most important domestic accomplishment, which was the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare, and that I had a principal, unique role in his whole candidacy on how he was even elected president in the first place. And so I'm very, very grateful for the opportunities that I've had and what I've been able to do. But it wasn't, I'm not special. So let me just, say that part as well. And when I say I'm not special, is I didn't come from a political family. I didn't have political connections. I didn't have a whole bunch of money. I didn't have any of those things that ended me up, in the orbit of Barack Obama. What I did have was sheer tenacity and work ethic towards, getting what I want. And so a lot of people say, Anton, how did you get close to Barack Obama? I'm going to tell everybody, if you want to read the full story, just go Google Anton Gunn, Barack Obama, Time Magazine. There's a story in Time Magazine that tells it. But here's a short strip, the piece that the Time piece doesn't really cover, is that I called Barack Obama's office at least 12 or 13 times until somebody called me back. And so my lesson for everybody who's listening, we all want things in life. Like I wanted to work for Barack Obama. I wanted to get close to him, right? And if you call somebody one time and they don't call you back, you're probably going to call a second time. Maybe you'll call a third time. But I'm pretty sure after the third time, the average person will say, you know what? They ain't trying to hear nothing that I got to say. So they're going to stop calling. They're going to quit. But not only did I not stop at the third time or the fourth time or the fifth time, but I continued to call and call and call until somebody called me back. So my point to you is work hard for what you want, chase what you want, get what you want, and then you will have the success that you want.
Wow. Wow. I love that consistency. I feel that at times we miss that and we lose that when we're trying to work towards our goal. But you just reiterating that just put chills down my spine. And it gives me a new type of energy to go forth in what my dream and my goals are. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. Continue. So at what hand did you have when we talk about Obamacare? How were you involved in the making of that?
Yeah, so that's a very complicated question. So because I did a lot. I mean, like, I'm one of these persons that when it comes to leading and doing stuff that you should be doing, the whole role that I played in the Obama administration is just to get in where I fit in. Like, whatever they needed done, I was willing to do. So the first thing is when I got appointed, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I was a regional director at HHS. And so my job at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services was just to be the top spokesperson for the president and the secretary on the Affordable Care Act. So you know what I did? I traveled around 8 states and I gave speeches about Obamacare, what it was going to do, what it was going to mean, how it was going to help people, and people would throw their questions to me, and my job was to get the answers to those questions and answer those questions back. So I kind of became an expert because I was giving so many talks, taking so many questions, and then having to get those answers to people. I learned the ins and outs of the law. But the second thing happened is that about 18 months into working for the president, I got a promotion and I moved to Washington, D.C., where I went to go help them build the strategy on how they were going to identify 7 million people who didn't have health insurance coverage and help them to sign up and enroll in Obamacare. So I did everything from strategy planning to outreach to radio and television. I mean, like, literally, I think I was on the Tom Joyner morning show 100 times, and I felt like I was on the Ricky Smiley show 100 times, and Steve Harvey morning show and Roland Martin show. So if you name some, Yolanda Adams show, I was on her show multiple times, all of them telling people about the Affordable Care Act and the opportunity that people had to get coverage. So I did everything. I even helped build an event in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the Pittsburgh Steelers football stadium, where we opened up the stadium to allow people to come in and sign up for the Affordable Care Act in the football stadium. And the Rooney family and the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise were very supportive of the President Obama. That's why I'm a Steelers fan to this day, is because they were ride or die with Barack Obama like I was ride or die with him. And so I did a lot of stuff, man. It was so many different experiences. And that's why I said it was the hardest work I've ever done. Sometimes I worked 20 hours a day sometimes. Other days it was 12 hours a day, and it was always a new adventure. No day was ever the same. And I was just grateful for the experience of working on healthcare reform and helping people to get health insurance coverage. And that's why so many entrepreneurs are able to get out here and quit their job and start their own business, because they can just go sign up for Obamacare and get their own individual coverage, and they ain't got to keep that 9-to-5 job and get the health insurance coverage from the job. And I think that's the beautiful thing about what we were able to do.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for your hand.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And one thing that stuck to me as well as you were talking, you said you fit in where you needed, right? And I truly believe there are gifts, as the word says, our gifts will make room for us, and it truly did for you. And now you're able to talk about this in many ways. And one of the ways that you talk about this is in your book, The Presidential Principles. And within your book, you discuss 3 points. You talk about service, empowerment, and legacy. Why are these main points awesome for an effective leader?
Yeah, so I think those are the 3 pillars that every leader needs to master, okay? So the prerequisite of leadership is service. Like, Dr. King once said, anybody can be great because anyone can serve. And service is your, you pay rent to live on earth by serving other people. So my context would be, is that if you want to have an impact on someone's life, then serve them. Don't think it's robbery to help someone with something. Don't think it's robbery upon yourself to do something nice for someone. You will gain greater influence by serving people. And if service is the prerequisite of leadership, empowerment is the essence of leadership. Now, when I say essence of leadership, I really, really mean that if you help people with the tools, the information, and the resources to determine their own destiny, then you know what you're going to do by doing that? you're going to allow them to determine their own future. And your responsibility as a leader is to help people to build towards whatever goals they want in life. It's not your job to force them to some specific goals, but help them to achieve what they want to achieve. And the greatest leaders always do that. And then legacy is the third piece. And this is the one that is the most important. And Dr. Miles Monroe has a great quote that I live by. And that quote is, success without a successor is a failure. And if you don't use your gifts, your talents, and your opportunity as a leader to leave the world a better place for those that may come along after you, you might be successful as a leader, but you will never be significant. And the significant leaders, the ones that we remember throughout history, they understood their job was to serve first, empower people second, and do something that would leave the world a better place for those that come along after them. That's Nelson Mandela. That's Dr. King. That's Mother Teresa. That's Mahatma Gandhi. And that's Jesus Christ. Those are the leaders who have left a legacy that have outlasted their lifetimes. And we all are still benefiting from the work that they did long time ago.
Yes, we're still talking about it. We're still using what they're seeing as pillars, as that way along this road of blessings to get to where we see fit as personal success for us to everyone. How can they get this book, Anton?
Easy. So if you want a copy of the book, you can go to presidentialprinciples.com. If you order from presidentialprinciples.com, I will make sure it is personally autographed by me before it ships out. But if you are Amazon junkie and you want to go to Amazon and get it, you can go and give Amazon 80% of the money and only give me 20% of the money. But if you go to presidentialprinciples.com, you'll be supporting an entrepreneur in a business. I'd be happy to autograph it and ship it out to you. And that's where you can get it, presidentialprinciples.com.
All right, you heard it here, y'all. And Anton, how can they continue to follow your journey on social media?
Very good. I'm everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I'm not on TikTok, by the way, but I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter. And I prefer most of the time on LinkedIn. And you can find me at Anton J. Gunn on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and on Instagram. That's the best place you can get me. I'm always sharing. I'm doing my best to try to engage. I said this year on social media, I'm going to do a whole lot more engagement on social, and I've already started that. So I love to connect with you online or offline. And if there's anything I can do to help your organization to grow, just let me know. I'd be happy to give value.
All right, you heard it here. And all your information in the description below as well. Anton Gunn, thank you for being with us and expressing what leadership should look like in 2022. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Back in a moment, y'all.
What's going on, you guys? You're watching the Michael Finkley Show. This is Brian Heath, educator, author, motivational speaker, and stage killer. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you stay tuned in.
Looking for a mentoring program for your young male between the age of 6 and 18 in Columbia, South Carolina? Well, look no further. Big Homie, Little Homie Mentoring Program is the program for you.
Under the leadership of Mr. Jamal Stroud, Big Homie Little Homie is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that caters and mentors at-risk youth that come from single-parent homes. The organization caters to young males between the ages of 6 and 18 within the greater Columbia area. The organization is devoted to shaping and molding their life into great men of society. Big Homie Little Homie organizes male gatherings, discussions, and even educational assistance devoted to guiding and leading them into a positive light. Making a positive attitude will help in transforming their life regardless of what is experienced in life. For more information on Big Homie Little Homie Mentoring Program, visit our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Guys, so it's something that I really want to get to your head this Monday, and it's always never quit. So, for example, if I'm playing the stock market, you know, you got the stock market people out there who like to do that. You know, I'm one of them. So if you play the stock market, the only rule in losing with the stock market is if you sell when you're down. That's the only time you lose in the stock market, is if you sell when you're down. So in life, just like the stock market, when we see that things are going bad, we give up. When we see that the numbers is going low, when we see that our life is dropping down, we give up and then we lose. But you have those people who keep playing in the stock market, who put in the stock market, and when the numbers go down, they see that, right? And they invest some more. Or some people you should wait till it go down, then you invest. Then you just wait till your time shoot up, so you have profit. So in life, you should always be willing to, when you go down, push more, put in more. So then one day it will go up, guaranteed. But you cannot give up. You cannot sell. You can't quit. You got to keep going. So like I said, when things don't seem like it's going down, it's really not going down. It's just the way that life works for that moment. But if you just hold on a little bit more, if you push yourself a little bit more, if you invest in a little bit more, then I promise you, in due time, it will go up. So never quit. Never get discouraged when things seem like it's not going up. When things seem like it's going down, push yourself a little bit more. And before you know it, you will be up higher than you ever been. I promise you that.
Hi, this is Grammy-nominated Lavelle Crawford. You know me. But you are watching my man, Michael Finkley, on the Michael Finkley Show. Keep watching. This brother going to play.
Keeping your skin flawless and clean is important, and I have the products just for you.
Welcome to Mimi's Natural Pantry, where she specializes in homemade handcrafts, including lye and goat milk soaps, body butters, and sugar scrubs. All items are handmade products. All items have simple ingredients and are vegan friendly. In a world where you can barely pronounce many of the ingredients in your everyday products, Mimi's Back to Nature offers an alternative choice for those who are ready to get back into nature. Ready to order? Visit their website at mimisnaturalpantry.com. All orders over $50 have free shipping up to 25 pounds.
On the next Michael Finkley,
Emmy Award-winning filmmaker and activist Loki Mahalan is with us. We chat about his Emmy win, the work that he does with race and social justice, and of course his iconic mother, Joan Trumpauer Mahalan.
Next Finkley,
Wednesday.
Everybody, welcome back. I hope that you learned something today from our guests. Thank you so much, Anton, for being with us and just sharing your wisdom and your expertise with the Fink fam. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know I learned something to, again, grow in leadership. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring the bell for notification. We've seen emails saying, hey, new content's uploaded. Please listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And for more information about what we do here on the show, visit our website, michaelfinkley.com. YOU42. Check us out on YOU42.com. Check out all our content there and maybe some exclusive stuff as well. You never know. Thank you so much for watching. And guess what? We'll see you next time. Have a good one.